The wait is over. Ji Hyun-woo and Lee Se-hee confirmed their love after 3 quiet years. Was it all just acting, or was something real blooming behind the scenes? For years, whispers followed them like shadows. Glances lingered too long, gestures felt too warm, and fans couldn't stop wondering, could Ji Hyun-woo and Lee Se-hee be more than just co-stars? Now, after 3 years of silence, the truth finally bursts into the spotlight. Red Carpet Revealed is here to take you behind the velvet rope, into the untold, the unexpected, and the unforgettable. Let's dive in. It was never just a rumor. It was a love story written between the lines of silence. In an industry where nothing stays hidden for long, where even the smallest gestures are dissected under the merciless lens of fandom and press alike. They managed the impossible. They kept love secret for 3 whole years. Now, under the full blaze of the spotlight they once so carefully avoided, Ji Hyun-woo and Lee Se-hee have spoken. And what they revealed wasn't just a relationship. It was a story, one forged in shadows, strengthened in silence, and finally brought to light in a confession that's shaking the foundation of the Korean entertainment world. It began like so many dramas do, with a script, a casting call, 2 names that, at first glance, seemed like a professional pairing. When Young Lady and Gentleman first aired in 2021, viewers were charmed by the storyline. But it wasn't the plot that kept them glued to the screen. It was something else, a tension between the leads that felt unscripted. Even veteran viewers, immune to romantic tropes, found themselves leaning forward. Every glance felt loaded, every pause, pregnant, and while the characters struggled with their fictional obstacles, something real seemed to be blooming just off stage. Behind the camera, the crew noticed it too. Whispers of quiet conversations, of unexplained meetings long after wrap time. He would always look at her when she wasn't watching, one anonymous crew member shared. And when she laughed, he couldn't help but smile. As the series wrapped, so did public appearances together. Ji Hyun-woo returned to his music. Lee Se-hee quietly took on new roles. The rumors didn't stop, but neither did they confirm anything. And in that silence, fans grew restless. Some said it was all in their heads. Others were convinced a relationship was blooming in the dark. What no one knew, what they never allowed to slip, was that during those quiet months, Ji Hyun-woo and Lee Se-hee had made a promise to each other. A vow that their love, if it ever existed, would belong to them first, not to headlines. They dined in remote cafes, traveled separately, texted under code names, like characters in their own clandestine screenplay. They lived between lines and in the margins. Theirs wasn't a whirlwind romance. It was slow, intentional, sacred. It wasn't a scandal that brought them out. Not paparazzi, not pressure. It was something far more intimate. According to a close friend of the couple, it was Ji Hyun-woo who initiated the conversation. "I'm tired of pretending we're just colleagues," he reportedly told her. "If we've come this far in silence, imagine what we could be without fear." For a man known for his stoicism, those words carried weight, and Lee Se-hee, ever graceful, answered not with words but a nod. The same quiet nod, perhaps, she gave him 3 years ago when it all began. The confirmation came not through scandal, but through deliberate truth. At a press junket for an upcoming project, when asked, yet again, about their relationship, Ji Hyun-woo did not laugh it off. He did not redirect the question. He looked directly into the camera and said, "We've been in love for 3 years. It's time you knew." A silence fell across the room. And then a storm, not one of scandal, but of sheer awe. No dramatic kissing photo, no tearful joint statement, just truth, spoken plainly. And when Lee Se-hee took his hand, just briefly, just enough, the moment became immortal. Now that the secret is out, the question isn't if they're together, it's how they stayed strong for so long. In a world where romances rise and fall in the time it takes to trend, theirs stood resilient, quiet, real. They are not promising wedding bells tomorrow. They're not selling couple brand deals or turning their love into a marketing tour. What they're offering is rarer. Proof that true connection doesn't need cameras to exist. As for what lies ahead, perhaps they'll act together again. Perhaps not. But from this moment on, The audience will never see them the same way. Every past performance will now shimmer with hidden meaning. Every shared smile, a piece of a puzzle we didn't know we were solving. At a recent joint press appearance, something rare in itself, the silence finally broke. Ji-Yeon-woo, always composed, began softly. For a long time, I didn't know if what I felt was just admiration or something more, until I realized I missed her even when we weren't filming. He paused, eyes steady on the audience. Then added, I didn't confess with words. I just stayed beside her, hoping she'd understand. Sitting beside him, Lee Se-hee listened in silence, until it was her turn. Her voice was calm, but the tremble in her smile betrayed the emotions beneath. He never pressured me, never asked me to define anything. He just waited. That's how I knew it was real. Her words hung in the air, honest and unfiltered, a pact of silence, a love that grew in shadows. According to sources close to the pair, the decision to keep their relationship private wasn't driven by fear, but by intention. They weren't hiding out of shame. They were protecting something fragile, something unfinished. Some things are too precious to rush. Ji-Yeon-woo later said, 3 years may sound long, but for me, it was just the beginning. Their love wasn't a whirlwind. It was a slow burn story written in the quiet moments between scenes. Between schedules, between breaths. It was, in many ways, the opposite of their drama, a romance not born of conflict, but of calm. Why now? Why here? So why reveal it now? Lee Se-hee answered without hesitation. When people asked about us, I'd smile and say nothing. Not because I wanted to hide, but because I wasn't ready to share something so personal with the world. But now I think it's time. We're not hiding. We're just beginning. Ji-Yeon-woo looked at her, then at the cameras. I wasn't ready to share her with the world before, he said, but now, I want people to know who makes my world quieter, calmer, and better. Their words, finally heard. It's rare for actors to step beyond the fantasy their characters live in. But in this moment, Ji-Yeon-woo and Lee Se-hee are not playing roles. They are simply themselves, two people who met on set and discovered something deeper. He saw me, not the actress, not the character, just me, and he stayed. Se-hee whispered, love isn't always loud. Yeon-woo added, sometimes, it's quiet and steady, like hers. And now? The story continues. What happens next is uncertain. They haven't made bold promises. They're not rushing to wedding bells or public coupledom. But they are standing side by side now. Without shame. Without secrets. No longer just co-stars. No longer hiding. This is no longer a drama. This is real. This is love. And the world, after waiting for so long, is finally watching their truth unfold.